You are now entering the Thick Goddess Energy Morning Show. We in the building. High priestess in the building, didn't let my fears kill me. Transmuted my pain in that cleanse in the rain. Found out I was working and I conquered my demons. I accepted my purpose and the goddess I became. All right, so we are live, you guys. Good morning. Good morning. This is the Goddess Energy Morning Show. I am your host, Divine Moon Goddess, and I have a special guest this morning. Namat is her name, but she goes by Temaj Tarot. So welcome. You guys, this morning show is sponsored by Divine Moon Goddess Healers and Readings.com. And you can watch it if you're on YouTube. You can watch it there. If you're on Facebook, you can watch it there. The information of where to contact her is going to be in the description wherever you guys are watching this morning. So we have a really cool show for you this morning. I want to just say thank you to all of you guys who support, like, share, and comment, and all of that great stuff that we ask you guys to do. Definitely put some comments in here and let us know what you guys think of the show. And so we're going to get it started because we're going to just dive in, right? Of course, yes, it's tarot, but you're not just tarot. And I want to first start, of course, how did you get here, right? Because everyone's question is, how did you get to the seat of where you are of doing tarot?
Okay, so I have always been a spiritual person, but actually started off religious. But in a nutshell, it's always the heartbreak of a love interest that makes you like dig down so deep, searching for answers. Somehow you stumble onto deeper astrology. Then from there, it just was a rabbit hole. So yeah, astrology led me to tarot because actually I started getting psychic readings and I was getting so many readings to the point where I said, this is expensive. I need to learn how to get some answers myself. And so I went ahead and purchased a tarot deck and started practicing just asking certain things and trying to see if I was answering correctly or how my outcome would be. So I would document everything that I interpreted the cards to mean for my situation. And after that, like I had a friend who was into tarot and she was like, you should start doing tarot on other people. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready for that. So I was at her house because she does like tarot parties sometimes. And so she has like a private room where she has, her readings. And then the other part of her home, everybody's just socializing. So she put me on the spot and was just like, read her. She was like, this is my friend. She was like, she does tarot. She's going to practice on you guys. Let her know how accurate she is. Be honest with her, this and that. So I was like, oh my God. So I was doing readings for the people that were waiting to get readings from her. And they were like, everybody just kept saying, you're accurate, you're good, you're good. And then eventually I didn't know there were YouTube readings. I had another friend that was like, oh, you should go to YouTube and look at the readings. And so after a few videos, I was like, I wonder if I could do this. And I tried it out, started getting like hits immediately. And so I was like, okay, I guess I'll go ahead and keep doing this. I did it free for a while until I felt comfortable charging people. And then, the rest is history.
One of the things I will tell you is you were like one of the first tarot readers that I ever started watching on my path before I got into tarot. So I just got to give you major props. A lot of people always ask me, where did I begin or where did I learn from? And I want to tell you, I learned from you. Part of my style came from you. Like real shit. I have to give it to you because I had a friend who watched tarot on YouTube and she kept sending me, it was a couple people, you were one of them. And I'm like, yeah, I'll get to it. I'll get to it. And at the time I was going through some craziness myself. But when I finally watched you, I liked that your readings were completely different. Like, not different because
Mm.
tarot is tarot, but like
Yeah.
you mentioned like aliens and soul contracts. And I was just like, here we go. And when you talk about the rabbit hole, it's real. It's like,
Yeah.
and then he was like, what the hell is she talking about? Because a lot of it was new. So it was like,
Yeah.
okay, what had you start to incorporate? Because not everybody mentions
Mhm.
just some of it, what people would say are out like crazy, right? Ideas and stuff.
Mhm.
Not a lot of people use that or incorporate that in their reading. So what made you start to incorporate that, even though you know people would look at you and be like, was she really talking about aliens on this?
Right. It's always a natural part of my psyche anyway. Like that type of stuff is just normally on my mind. So honestly, it didn't feel like I was saying anything different. I'm always told later on that, do you know what you said? And I'm like, no, it was just normal to me. And honestly, I did notice that when I gave tarot readings, I was always picking up unusual things and as opposed to like mundane things. And I was telling my friend, I was like, how come I always pick up like the weird stuff? I was like, I just want to like tell regular stuff, but I kept naturally picking up like unusual spiritual things. And but she was like, no, no, that's good. That's good,
Right,
you know.
right,
So I try to incorporate mundane things, but just I'm always into ghosts, aliens, interdimensional beings, dreams, like, you
right,
know, so when I see it in the cards, I'm like, that's what I'm getting. Like I'll get an image. And a lot of times too, you know, people you get trolls on there talking about that's your life and you know you just read you talking about something what you went through.
right,
Honestly, that is what spirit does to show me to relate to other people. It's
right,
almost like, remember that time this happened to you, talk about that. So
right,
I have to incorporate my personal stories into the tarot because that's how I'm picking up on what other people are doing.
right, right,
So,
right,
and then sometimes I don't want to because it's like, is this just me? You know, I don't want to make it seem like I'm telling something that happened to me, but it's like, no, you have to tell. That's an example. We're giving this as to give as an example.
right,
So,
right.
and it works like that. That's just how I channel. So,
Nice.
yeah,
I think a lot of people don't understand or realize that spirit brings you people who mirror your life and hurts and pains
exactly.
so that you
Hmm.
can connect on that deeper level.
Hmm.
And unfortunately, one of the things that pushed me to even start tarot was because of how many superficial readers I came across. And you're not one of them, definitely not one of them the way you read. I will tell you that because you do go deeper. You know, there were things that even in my path that I was experiencing that I didn't understand, psychic attacks, spiritual attacks, things like that, right? Not
Hmm.
a lot of readers go there.
Yeah,
So when you're
yeah.
searching for answers and all you get is the superficial shit, someone who's really truly going through deeper than that or soul level stuff, it's like it
Mhm.
doesn't help. It doesn't really
Yeah.
help.
Mhm.
So that's why I
Exactly.
have to commend you on that part because
Mm,
not you
thank
just
you.
don't see that. And I think that's a very huge part of I think our kind of our guidelines as tarot readers to step it up that
Mhm.
notch, right?
Yeah.
So did you do anything like formal training on tarot or taking any classes, or did you just kind of like self teach? Because a lot of us do self teach,
Mhm.
which is not, there's no, for me, there's no good or bad. I'm a self taught one
Mhm.
also.
Right.
But did you do anything like that?
No, no formal. Everything was online. There was one particular lady, Biddy, I think was her name, Biddy Tarot, and she had like a plethora of information on her website, and I used to just go to her website to get all the information about the cards and how she interpreted it, but I also wanted to make sure that I was interpreting my own pictures, you know,
Right,
so but that was the tool for the baseline.
right,
And then I also had someone send me like um this wisdom of the tarot. It's a PDF form of I forgot. Paul Foster. I think that's the name that was in there, Paul Foster. And I went through some of that too, but no formal. Everything was like self-taught.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you also incorporate astrology and numerology. So let's kind of talk
Mhm.
about that because I know you're into a lot of outer worldly stuff, what we would consider outer worldly stuff. But what made you gravitate towards astrology and numerology? Because again, you just don't have many readers that even open up to that stuff to incorporate it to understand the cards. Because of course, if you start to learn, you learn there's the deeper meanings to each cards that goes into
Mhm.
astrology, right? But
Yeah.
what made you kind of see that, or what called to you in that way?
Um, Astrology kind of started off same thing with the love situation, and it forced me to start. I was looking at our sun signs and stuff and just trying to figure that out. And then I
Right,
stumbled onto a video, like, and then I found the word synastry, and I was like, synastry, like, what's synastry? I
right,
started looking at that, and it was like birth chart. And I'm like, birth chart? There's a whole birth chart. So
right,
it again just kept going down that rabbit hole and learning about each planet and what it represents. It's like astrology, I just like absorbed all the basic information,
right,
the introduction, just to know the base of it, the signs, planets, and houses. And then I kind of like took that and started using it with the cards. But then I also found out that the cards associate to planets and signs. And I was like, and it would come in handy for if I was stumped on a card and I'm like, okay, well, what planet does this represent? What sign is this talking about?
right,
And so that going there, it would help me draw out more information. And I'm like, oh, okay, I get what this is saying, so it just helps. And that's why I always start stressing to my viewers, like, you should really learn astrology, like just the basics. Like, you don't have to become a guru, but at least just
right,
learn the basics and understand like how all the planets operate and stuff like that. And
right,
you can incorporate it into your tarot as well.
right.
Yeah. And then
Awesome.
the numerology, that's seeing like the triple numbers,
Uh-huh.
that in itself was phenomenal. People, it's annoying when people talk about it and don't experience it. I'm like, no, I'm talking about this because it
Right,
happened to me. And it's hard to explain. It's just the most bizarre phenomenon.
right,
One day you don't notice those synchronicities, and then one day it's just like hitting you in the head, and it's just like,
right,
what is this? This is like insane.
right.
And I used to ask people around me, I'm like, are you seeing this? Like, you didn't just see these numbers, like blah blah blah. They're like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. And so that also made me kind of get into the whole twin flame
Mm-hmm.
situation. And I think that's part of the reason why I stumbled onto that, was because of the heart palpitations that I started having and seeing at 11:11. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
just typing in just that combination of code, like popped up like twin flames. I was like, what is this?
Right, right.
So yeah.
Yeah, that twin flame is what brought me in. That twin
Yeah.
flame dynamic, which is one of the craziest experiences, and I still it's maddening. I always tell everyone because after that, I think you get a level of, and I don't know how your path is, but I think you get a level of people who are twin flames that come to you after the fact,
Hmm.
where
Hmm.
you're needing to work through things and help. And I know for a long time I felt very helpless on trying to help other twins in the path because it's just so much and so unique to you.
Hmm.
Um, I don't think there's a clear kind of guidance book that you can create for,
Right.
despite how many people have, the 10 things to help you get your twin back. That's a lot of bullshit, but
Yes, it is so
I,
much.
I thought it was profound how, you can do a spread and then you can literally see like four cards pop out 444, or you get the 999 and you're in like that always would stick out to me too, that kind of
Mhm.
repetition in the cards. Um,
Mhm. Mhm.
so I also notice, and I have to say differences again, because I do commend you. You read totally different from a lot of people where you have the separation of noticing major arcana to minor arcana, right? And
Mhm.
if you don't realize that as, and I call people superficial readers. I will say it all the time. There are superficial readers that don't distinguish major arcana and minor arcana. And
Mhm.
so just how you feel, tell me how you feel when you're reading, when you see that major or minor card come out, like because it does do a shift to some, I'll say some.
Mhm. Mhm.
How do you feel about that?
Usually I really notice it when like several come out and I'm like, "Ooh, like this is screaming some sort of message.
Right,
Like pay
right,
attention to that." And the thing that I've like learned on my journey is that the minors are things that you can possibly alter or change, but
hmm,
those major arcana, that's like the ones that you have to go through.
right,
So that's kind of how I view the majors from the minors. So yeah, that's and it's funny that you're saying that you've had so many fake readers or come across like fake readers. And
right,
I guess I'm kind of naive in that sense because I feel like I haven't had that experience. Like
right,
the majority of the readers that I've ever found on YouTube have turned out to be authentic. And
right,
so it kind of baffles me when, I get attacks from, oh, you just, you're not shuffling on camera. You're not,
right,
doing just all the things that they're saying. And it's just like, where's this coming from? In my mind, I guess I'm just thinking like, I just know to be truthful. I don't know what else is going on out there. I don't know what you're
right.
experiencing and where this is coming from. So it pisses me off. And I'm like, how dare you?
I'll tell you where I came across a lot of the readers. One, because I just literally was watching reader after reader on YouTube in the beginning
Mhm.
because it was blowing my mind. One, and then I just was watching. And then the other part was when I did, my path took me away from YouTube. I still have my YouTube channel, but it took me away from YouTube to Facebook.
Mhm.
And that's where Spirit kind of
Okay.
sent me. So in Facebook, really early on, I got, of course, more numbers. And then I started a group because then these tarot groups on Facebook were just very shitty and they used you. They used you to boost their numbers in their group. And
Yeah.
there was no direction. No one even really cared. All they cared for was the numbers. And so
Mhm.
quickly, I decided to open up my Facebook group and make a place where people could come, one, and come learn and grow, but
Yeah.
also actually have someone who cared, and that's where I came across lots of shitty readers,
Yeah.
unfortunately, because a lot of people, what I found, and I'm not by any means saying I'm like the best reader ever or something like that. I just know I took the time to learn and grow, and especially incorporate the numerology and astrology into it because it's there. Um,
Mhm.
and then I would find that people would just do what I call a superficial level, where there was just like really quick messages, but no real guidance.
Yeah.
And me personally, how it hits me is that what we do, we may not be like therapists, although we do a lot of freaking therapy and guidance.
Mhm.
I do feel like we have that duty to go into the guidance part versus just the where it's just this quick, yeah, you're a man sleeping with whoever, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
and on Facebook, yeah, I would come across a lot of people that would just, either if they did astrology, it was just basically if the King of Wands came out, oh, it's a Leo. You're dealing with a Leo, or
Mhm.
if you have, and it's just like, no, it doesn't mean it's a freaking Leo. It's just certain things would give me this pet peeve. Like, can we go beyond that? It just means
Right.
energy. Because I may be a Leo today because I want attention, like, or I might be coming out with
Exactly.
characteristics. So I was going to ask you how you feel about that, but if you haven't really seen that, you might not have nothing. But that was one of my pet peeves. Like, it's not always, that sign. It's like so much
Mhm.
deeper than that. And that's
Yeah.
what got me into actually teaching tarot in 2020. I actually started to teach it because it was driving me crazy. It just
Okay.
absolutely driving me crazy.
And that's funny because, everyone kept wanting me to teach tarot. And I still have not finished.
Right, right,
But
right.
it's hard for me to teach people because, for one, it's like for one, a lot of information is online, so I'm just like,
Right,
people can just go to Google. But I guess there is still people
right.
who just like, no, but we want to learn from you, or we want
Yeah,
that guy, we want to hear how you're going to interpretate. And then the other thing is that a lot of times, like, even if I teach like the basics of the cards, like, ultimately it is what you're feeling. Like, do you agree with what you're seeing? There have been times where I laid out the cards and I was like, this is what I feel, like, just threw it out the way. I was like,
right,
no, this
right,
is what I know. This means this, that, and the other, but no, this is what I'm getting from here.
right, right,
And that
right,
you, like you were saying, that they always say something like, oh, this means Leo, or this, every now and then I'm like, no, this is what this means. Like, this is what my spirit is telling you to
right.
say. But there is a difference between people who are just saying that because they, think that's what it means, or that's what they've been trained, and versus like, no, spirit is talking to me and saying it, this is exact. So, if it don't fit, then that means it wasn't for you. But there is that one person that like, yeah, it's for them. Say
Right.
this. Yeah.
Well, that's why I like the difference in the tarot cards. And one of the
Mhm.
things, and I think you should teach it. I think you should definitely start
I'm
it.
gonna go back to
One of the
it.
things, and I would just tell you, one of the things I did in mine was where I use a couple different decks that are completely different. It'll be the same
Mhm.
card, and we go through all
Mhm.
78 cards. It's a course. It's actually a course now, but
Yeah.
we go through it where I can have four of the same card and you will get a different feel for every card. And you know how
Yeah.
it is. And
Mhm.
one of the things that I stress is that your intuition and connection with this deck is going to guide you. You're not going to pick this
Yeah.
deck for this reading unless spirit is telling you the message is there. So it's
Mhm.
really about awakening the intuition. Yeah, you can learn the card, but my thing is more awakening the intuition to guide you more in that, because
Mhm.
every person who makes a tarot deck is not making it the same. Everyone is not making it with the idea of this particular card, Five of Swords, is this, that, and the third. And each card
Mhm.
has like 20 freaking meanings. But
Yeah.
so I think you definitely should, because of the way, like I told you, you have a different way of style. And unfortunately, in this career path, right, that we've chosen, there are not that many people who are going beyond the lowest level of tarot. And that's just
Yeah.
how it is. It
Yeah.
is kind of sad. It is sad. Well, one, where it's
Mhm.
not regulated, and I don't know if they'll ever do that. I don't know if they ever should.
I don't know. I hope not.
That's where the moral compass comes in,
Yeah.
where in this path I started, that's what made me start to even branch out to teach, because it just felt like we need more people that do the work, that do connect on that different level, to be
Mhm.
able to show others that this is what you should be doing. Not that I'm better than you, but like, let's grow into
Yeah.
something else. And I would come across tarot readers that have been in this business 40 years, but they would read and it would just be like, that's all you get from these cards? Like, that's it? Oh, I have to deal with my inner shit with that. So, all right. So you go on and your YouTube is doing good for you, but you also have the bill per call. So let's kind of talk about that. What branched you out for the call version of, because you're not like on a psychic site or something. I don't know what bill per call is, so explain it.
Okay. Bill per call is basically a place where you can go and start any telephone business. And I know a lot of people, they were wanting to talk to me. They started saying, "Oh, I want to talk to you on the phone and this and that." And I'm such an introvert. I'm just a weirdo, So I'm just like, talk to people on the phone. Like, it feels like such a protective barrier when I do my pre-recorded readings and then release them, even though that still feels vulnerable in itself. Like, when I'm recording, I feel like people are watching me right then and there. So, but people kept saying, they want to talk to me. I did have a psychic that I used to go to, and she had her business. She had a website, and she wanted me to be one of her psychics. And I don't know why, for whatever reason, my spirit is like, no. And
Mhm.
so I kept like looking for other ways to start my phone business. And then I came across Bill for Call. And I
Okay.
was like, I'll do this. This seems like it fits me better. Just get my phone number and then people can call me. So that's how that got started. And I still don't technically have a website. I may be working on that. So it's been a while, but it's like I'm just so comfortable with the way things are now. I'm like, I prefer you just contact me through my email personally, and
Right.
so I'm just real simple when it comes to that.
Right. I notice his
Mhm.
spirit doesn't allow me to stay stationed in any comfort zone.
I
Like, oh,
know.
your comfort now. Let's just slide you over here. Let's push you over
Mhm.
here. So I promised to do whatever. So I'm on board. I'm like, all right, let's do this. So so I mean, but that's cool. It works, and wherever else, of course, you're going to be taken. But let's kind of backtrack to twin flames real quick, because twin flames, of course, um, and I know we all get this. There's a big difference, and we've come across what some people call as fake twins or false twins.
Mhm.
Um, do you find in this reading tarot that there's a lot of people who have, of course, spirituality is very, it's a fad right now, right? Spirituality is
Yeah,
a fad, it's very popular. Do you
yeah.
find that more people are jumping on the twin flame dynamic just because it sounds good versus actually looking for answers?
Absolutely. Just that whole twin flame situation. It seems like it's so unauthentic now. Everybody has a twin and they're all toxic. I'm like, nope, nope. It is
Right,
not a
right,
toxic
right,
relationship. I don't know what you've been through, but I will say I do understand. I try not to judge people's twin flame journey
right,
because I know it's going to be different for everybody. I will say I don't think it's supposed to be toxic though.
right, right,
I did get that in the beginning, because I thought the toxic person was my twin, and then shortly afterwards, my twin came into the picture,
hmm,
and so I get where people get that false twin information from, and it does seem like there's some truth to that, like someone coming right before your twin.
right, right,
And I wish I was just thinking about that the other day. I was like, I wish I remembered that article that I came across, but that was way back in 2013. So
right,
I don't know where it is, but they had like this perfect article about the false twin. And I was like, oh my God, like,
right,
yes, all of this, all of this. But
right.
versus the real twin flame connection, I forgot what your question was, but it's like,
Well,
but
no,
yeah,
yes.
I
Because
do feel like people use that and don't really know what they're talking about, which is
right,
super annoying. It's
right,
super
right,
when you've gone
right,
through it, it's like, oh my God, please just
right,
stop.
right. Yeah, it is. It is. It's hard. I normally tell
Mhm.
people, I normally say this in the beginning. If you're, for me, and this no judgment, but I feel like if you're a true twin flame, you're not excited about it in the beginning. One, you're
Mhm.
not excited. You're not like, yay, I got a twin. Hello.
Right.
That's not the fucking case of what I've seen, right? And we do curse on here. So I feel like in the beginning on Twin Flame, it's a madhouse. You're fucking
Mhm.
bananas. You're crazy as shit. You're trying to find answers. You're depressed. You're going
Yep.
through a whole bunch of stuff on a soul level. So when I tend to see people that are excited about the twin, I'm like, I,
Mhm.
I don't
Yeah.
think I don't think that's it. I don't. And I had someone who came in my life a couple months before my twin. So in the beginning, I was kind of going back and forth, like, oh shit, like,
Right.
ooh. But
Mhm.
I did realize within that year of after the craziness of just realizing, I personally don't think a twin is toxic either. I don't
Yeah.
think my twin, we've never even actually had a relationship,
Mhm.
but we've been so deeply connected beyond words, beyond
Yeah.
all this stuff, and we've never hurt each other in the way that some people say. So
Yeah.
maybe people have relationships where they hurt, but I don't think. I think twins, the biggest hurt is just the no communication, like that hits
Yeah. Yeah.
so hard, or just like the ghosting is what hurts. And when we say
Hmm.
toxic, it's the toxic thoughts. But I think people take that and it's like, oh, he beat my ass, and that's part of the
Right.
toxic.
Like,
That's
I
part of the
don't
toxic back and forth.
know. Yeah, like I don't think I no. And then to top it off, it's like, have you delved into spirituality since then? And it's
Right,
just like, no. And I'm like, I
right,
don't know that was a
right.
twin.
That's my other thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, so have you found your purpose yet? Purpose? Oh no, don't come in here with this twin flame shit if you don't got a purpose. I'm very adamant about that. It's like, if you don't have a purpose, don't talk to me about twin flame shit. Because it's a
Mm-hmm.
highly spiritual connection, and you're coming in here talking about your white picket fence and all the babies you want to have with this person. That's not a
Exactly.
twin flame. That's a
Yeah.
soulmate. Go find a soulmate.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Which we know a lot of readers don't understand. I don't think if you are not an actual twin flame connection, I don't think you can read for a twin flame. I don't think you can give that
Mm-hmm.
advice. I think you
Yeah.
can speculate. I think you can say what you think.
Mm-hmm.
But I've noticed a lot of readers who don't understand the dynamic, and I think it does more damage to a lot of people seeking help than good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Even
wouldn't
my
want
favorite astrologer, he said something about him and his wife being twin flames, and people went off in the comments like, no, we love you, but stop. Nope. If you have not gone through this experience, that is not your twin flame. This
right,
is a very beautiful spiritual soulmate that you
right,
found. And that's it. But
right.
he did correct himself. He was just like, okay, well, maybe. But yeah, it's like, no, no, no.
Right. I do, not that I get offended, but I do try to do the best that I can with the knowledge that I have. And of course,
Exactly.
that knowledge has changed over time as I've grown in
Mhm.
my path, of course.
Mhm.
But I wish, if people don't have any knowledge or they're not going through it, it's like, don't talk about it, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Don't,
exactly.
like,
Yeah.
'cause, yeah, that whole toxic shit, it's like, and I would hear readers like in the beginning, and it would just be like, you're saying it's a spiritual connection, but then it's like the craziness of fighting and
Yeah.
and
Exactly.
stealing, and just I'm like, I can't. I think one of my first clients in my path kept talking about twin flame and her twin flame, but then it was an abusive relationship. It was very,
Mhm.
and I was just like, unfortunately, I do feel like, and I know some people will get pissed off and mad at this, and it's okay. You can get triggered. If it's triggering you, you need to work on it.
Mhm.
I think that, and it would be the excuse to stay.
Yeah.
If it's
Yeah.
my twin, because I think a lot of people have jumped on the twin flame for the excuse to run after the person, to stay in
Exactly.
the
Yeah.
connection. So what do you tell someone who's like, because we get the reoccurrent people who come asking the same questions. You actually
Mhm.
did a reading for me. I don't know if you remember. I actually got a reading from you in the beginning.
Oh, in the beginning.
In the beginning of my path, I actually got a reading from you. Uh-huh.
Okay.
I
No.
don't know. I don't know if I did it through my AG milestones or my Ariana. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, I had got a reading, just a general. I just did a general to see.
Okay.
And you really didn't pick up no twin flame stuff, but it was more of the hurt and pain that had to go through. That was like blocking me,
Okay.
and that was a big part of my
Mm.
first year, was having to peel back trauma layers. And so that
Mhm.
was one of my biggest problems in life at the time. So yeah, I had got
Mhm.
not a twin flame reading, just a general, because at the time I really didn't understand twin flames, and I
Yeah.
actually was like, fuck this twin flame shit. I ain't doing this twin flame shit. So um,
Yeah, most of us get that way. We're like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done
right.
with it.
Do you ever feel like, and now I don't know where your path is taking you on that level. Do you ever feel like you're going to end up doing something or directing twins in any way?
Um, I don't see that right now. I feel like I don't have anything specific. I've even had people come to me asking if I was going to be a life coach or if I do that.
Right.
And those are like things that I have no clue. I'm like, I don't know. I don't
Right.
know. I don't really have any major goals. I'm kind of like just still trying to see where I'm being guided to.
Right. Right.
And I feel like so far, this is where people need me. People need their answers from the videos that I'm doing.
Right. Right.
So that's where I'll stay until I feel like I am is moving me somewhere else. And
Right.
then I will explore that. Um, but yeah, basically like the next goal that I'm probably gonna focus on, I still do want to do my own cards.
Right.
So eventually when I stop procrastinating, I'll get back to that. So,
Spirit's putting you on the spot today. They're like putting you on the spot. Like, okay, so what's next? What do you?
ah,
I think the cards are beautiful because when you have a love for this craft and then you create your own, which I
Mhm.
have some in the making too. I did a oracle deck, but
Yeah. Oh, right,
um,
right.
I am doing a tarot one. Well, I already have one tarot done, but that's can't be my first one. I'm very critical. I'm very
Oh.
critical. So I think when you pour those messages into that work will be beautiful. I'm definitely going to get one when you do because I'm a fan. I still watch you. I still watch you. I still support you. I feel like even when we get to this path and we get very comfortable, I
Yeah,
don't read myself because
exactly.
I stopped doing that a very long time. Nope. I won't pull cards on myself. Plain when I get a new card deck, sure, to play with it, see energy. But truly, no, I don't read myself. So I do still support your channel. Probably always will. Like I
Okay.
said, I have to give you props. You're one of the first readers in my path that I learned from, and I look up to you. So definitely got to give
I
you credit. Give you
appreciate it.
props.
I really do.
Sometimes I think you need to hear that. You don't realize the lives that you touch
Yeah.
because I came across you when I was in a place where I literally almost was checking myself into a mental hospital. That's how
Oh.
bad it got for me. Just my mind
Mm.
trauma. Uh, like, the twin flame kind of ignites that Kundalini kind of effect of karma. And
Mhm.
past lives energy was hitting me that I didn't even understand. And so
Yeah.
when I say the way you read, when it touches some of these other aspects, not just your money and your career and stuff, but when it touches the other aspects on the spiritual side, it hits a little bit more. It gives that. So
Mhm.
definitely
Mhm.
keep doing what you're doing because of the fact that it's different. It hits different. Um,
Yeah,
because
and
they're
that is natural for me to like go there too. Is the thing that will get me stuck is sometimes when I'm trying not to because I feel like I'm always picking up this type
right,
of energy and
right,
really I've had a few clients now telling me that I'm reading their dreams, like predicting their dreams. And I'm
right,
like, this is crazy. Like,
right,
they're like, everything you said in that reading happened in my dream a few days later. And I'm like, oh my God,
right,
this is crazy.
right.
So
But
I don't know what that is, but hey, I guess I'm in astrals with people.
right. So I've always been very connected with the dream state. It's one of the places I go to. It's that other realm
Mhm.
for me. And I tell people that dream state is huge. What's in
Yeah.
that dream state?
Yeah.
And I think people lessen the dream state as, oh, it's just a dream. And it's like, no,
Mhm.
there's so much more to that
Yeah.
space. And so if you have someone who's connecting with you on that way, you got to stop and say, wait a minute, let me write this down and let me decode
Yeah.
this because there's so
Exactly.
many. It could be so many things. The dream state, that's a whole nother whole nother topic, y'all. Whole nother topic. So
Yeah.
so one, did you have a perception coming into this and did that switch? Did it like the perception and then the reality? Because we know you guys, I tell you guys all this. I'm always very honest with people. Some of the clients
Mhm.
are shitty as hell. We get a lot of slack on our end. I don't know how your path has been. I mean, there's more great clients than bad, of course, but
Yeah. Yeah.
there is the level of clients that is just like sometimes we have to rethink like, did I really
Mhm.
ask for this path? So the perception of coming in of what you thought you were going to do, did the reality kind of really change from the perception of maybe what you thought coming in to what your reality of what you do?
I don't think so. Not so much. I guess maybe too, I didn't really know what to expect when I started. Um, I know I used to kind of, I guess, maybe compare myself to different people, and I'd be like, I don't read that way. And I'd be feeling bad sometimes, but then like people like you are like, no, but you pick up this and you do that. And it's like, man, I wish I could be like this person or that person. And maybe people think I read too slow, but I found out that I had to get comfortable with the way I channel. And it's weird because it's like a vibration when I'm really like picking up something, and it's a channeling, but it just comes through really slow.
Right.
And every now and then, like the messages start coming through too quickly. And
Right.
that's when I get like super tripped up. I'm like, hold on, like, wait a minute. Too much.
Slow down.
But I don't think I had any perception of how to be. Yeah, I just kind of just stuck to what I was doing. It's kind of like if it ain't broke, don't fix it type
Right,
of
right,
situation. So I just kind of stuck with it.
right.
Yeah.
No, I don't think you should change the way you read at all because like I said, there's been times where you've picked up on even like witch attacks that were going on in my life at the time. And it's like you like
Oh
because
wow.
yeah, and it's like you pick up on it. It's there,
Yeah.
and it's like so. That's what you've always been kind of spirit sent me to you, and I've just been connected on that way. And sometimes the readings don't resonate with me, and it's just like it's one of those things that you kind of get. Yeah, it's not always
Mhm.
gonna be about you or for you. You just have to be like, okay. But no, there was times where you would say something like huge like that, and I would just be like, oh shit, like this is different. This is not. You don't have a lot of people who go there. And I read
Yeah.
a lot like that, where I do incorporate all of that because I deal with witches, I deal with spell work and things like that. So
Mhm. Mhm.
if it's there, it's like, why not say it? But we
Yeah.
just don't have that. So as a tarot reader, do you have a moral compass? And when I say that is like some people will read anything for anyone at any time.
Mhm.
Is there anything that you're just like, no, that's off limits? I won't touch that subject, or I won't pull that energy, or I won't go there. Is there anything that you're just like, no?
It seems like there's a couple of things, but not too many. Hopefully I don't get any horrible requests. I usually don't like to talk about trying to predict somebody's death. Like I found that even if somebody's on their deathbed, like spirit won't like show me the answer. So if I do predict a death and it happened, it wasn't my intent. Like somebody was like, I remember that time Nipsey Hussle died, and it was like right before it happened, it was like all through my cards, but I didn't know. And
Right,
everybody kept like writing to me, like, you predicted Nipsey dying and all these people crying. And I was just like, I wasn't trying to, but
right,
it's
right,
like when people try to ask me about death, I notice, and I tell people like now I might not get the answer. I don't like answering questions about that, and I don't like answering questions about when you're going to get pregnant.
right,
Um, Certain thing, bringing in a life and taking away a life are like the main two things I feel like are life's biggest mysteries. So, I don't like to really try and pry into that.
right,
So those are the main two things. But other than that, I mean, if you messing with somebody's husband and stuff, like that's not my place to judge. Like,
right,
I'm
right,
just here to listen and give you guidance because besides, I already feel like everyone's path is different. So
right,
even though I might not agree with what someone is doing or what's happening, I know that they're learning something from it, and that's the point.
right,
So I try my best not to judge anybody for whatever it is that they're doing or going through.
right.
Yeah.
Sometimes y'all can be
Mhm.
hard to just be like,
Right.
but
Well,
that is
some
it.
people do be like, no, stop, don't do this, cut that out. And it's like, I'm not like want to do that. I'm like, well, it's on you. This is
Right,
your
right,
journey.
Right.
So I don't know. I just come to that understanding that people have something to learn. So I don't tell them to stop. I tell them if I agree with it, but that's not my, don't listen to me. You do what you feel like you need to do for now. So
I'm always like, it's not my life. So
right.
I don't, I take my opinion out because I take my opinion out. I'm like, let's just see
Hmm.
what spirit is telling me.
Exactly.
I
Yep.
don't like the pregnancy questions, especially like, am I pregnant? I'm like, go get a pregnancy test. Stop asking me those questions. Stop asking any reader those questions if you're pregnant.
Right.
Go spend the money, get a pregnancy test. Boom, you got it. Right?
Yep.
I do want to touch really quick because I also follow you on IG. So I've noticed that with your dreaming journaling, you do predict a lot of things that come out later just by you
Hmm.
mentioning the Nipsey thing. And I've seen you post a lot of that. How does that feel? Because, when you're in your skin, you don't really understand or take credit for how profound your energy is and your abilities. Let's just be honest,
Hmm.
right? You're just like, I'm just
Hmm.
here doing my thing,
Yeah.
vibing. So when you see something huge like that coming, I've seen you post, and I can't off the top of my head, I can't get something exact, but I've seen you post where you've had a dream or something, and then boom, it happens. How do you feel
Right.
after that? Like, oh shit. Like,
It just to me confirms that the astrals are real. Is something else going on that maybe we only scratched the surface of or haven't explored enough. So I'm sure some people have. But for
right,
me, it's more so like confirmation, like, these astrals are this is real, something real is going on up here. It's not just a dream.
right,
So far I'm just embracing that is some sort of alternate place that you can go to when
right,
your physical body is resting.
right,
And I'm learning more about it. The more I learn, the more I'll share with my audience. Even if I feel different about something later on, I'm like, okay, I know at one point I was saying this,
right,
but as I grow, you grow. That's what I always like to tell them. As I grow, you grow.
right.
I don't feel like this anymore, or this is what I've come to learn. So I'm always updating if need be.
Right, right. And
Hmm.
I think part of the problem is most society gets very touchy-feely on when you change. It's like you got to stay the
They
same.
do.
Your opinion has to be the same. The second you're like, no, I'm not there anymore. It's like, wait,
Hmm.
what
Hmm.
is your fake? And it's like, no, we have the ability to change. Like, just stay on.
Exactly.
Maybe that's the problem for you. You're not changing. You're not evolving. You're not. um, so when it comes to that, I also think that when it just seeing things, I think a lot of people, and I'm pretty sure you've probably heard some like trolls that'll go on there and say, well, why can't you predict this, or why you didn't predict like the 9/11, shit like that. It's kind of like, and it's kind of like, look, the global stuff that happens, I feel like that's global, and there's things that are just necessary that are going to happen, right? And I do get
Hmm.
a lot of people there, not a lot, but I do get trolls every now and then that will say things like that, like,
Yeah,
and it's like, what? Even if I did predict something was going to happen, like, who was going to run with that, and
exactly.
who was going to run with that, and then go like, help everyone? No one.
Yeah, a lot of times too, that's what I learned is like predictions are more so to prepare you.
Hmm.
I don't know what you can change. And sometimes I feel like even when you get a prediction and then you say, well, I'm not going to do that. And then it still
Still
ends
do.
up happening. It's like, that was more so to prepare you. Like that wasn't something that could have been changed.
Right,
So,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of like, and then, going back to, of course, like the major arcana minor, I think there are some things that, regardless to if you get the reading and you're told, it still happens. Cause I've heard that from
Yeah.
plenty of clients that are like, remember, you told me this. And I'm like, okay. And what'd you get from it? Okay.
Right.
I told you it happened. And then I noticed that a lot of times it doesn't happen exactly like they thought it was either. That's the biggest thing, because the
Hmm.
perception you get in your mind of what you think it's going to be and how it plays out
Exactly.
is totally
Yeah.
different, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's why it's funny too when you get like a name And turns out that, oh no, that was the name of the restaurant I went to.
Right.
I don't know anybody by that name, but the name of the restaurant was Williams. So it's like, oh, okay, well,
Right. Close.
yeah,
But and that's the bad thing, because someone will literally be looking for William. And
right,
then they will pass Tony and Ed and Dave, and
right.
it's just like, why? Why? Hello. So I try, I've refrained from saying a lot of that stuff because people go literal, especially with the
Yeah.
general reads. I think it's like, you
Mhm.
want the personal, get the personal, right? Book for the
Mhm.
personal, because
Mhm.
that is your energy focusing on you, right? Where the
Right.
collective is a collective read,
Exactly.
And I don't think people understand that. It's just like, no, you're missing Tony and you're missing Mark because you're over here looking for work. Oh, all right. Well, we're getting close to that hour. I do appreciate, of course, you coming on to my show and just sharing your experience. This has been awesome. So hopefully we'll get you on here again sometime to just chop it up and talk about tarot. I could talk all day. We could be here all day talking
I
about.
know.
We're going to go into the horoscope for today. Today is December 27th. So I don't know if you want to join me and do that, and we can do some horoscope for you guys today and just tell you what your energy is going to be like today. So,
You said we got the cars going.
So 1 to 2 cards, nothing major, crazy. Just we're not doing any in-depth reading for you guys. It's just the horoscope. So what's your day looking like? The zodiac. So I always start with the zodiac that we're in. So technically Capricorn season. We're going to start with Capricorn today. And then we'll just go back and forth. So I'll be Capricorn, you, Aquarius, back and forth like that.
Okay.
So today's horoscope for Capricorns. Let's see what we got for you. Let's see. And then you guys definitely like, share, comment, subscribe. Go check Temaj Tarot out. All your stuff is going to be in the description of where to find her, you guys. Where to go follow and find. All right. Let's see, Capricorn. What's your energy looking like today? Well, Capricorn, decisions today. Okay. So you got some decisions to make. I feel like today it's all about the information that you get. I would tell you just to make sure that you're looking at both sides of the information that you're getting. Make sure that you're allowing yourself to take it all in. And I do feel like you have the information to make a decision. You might be a little bit afraid to do so, but I think you have everything that you need. But I just want to say, whenever you have decisions like this that come up in your life, just remember, once you do it, it's a make or breaker. So it is going to switch your life. So I would not take it lightly, and I wouldn't just do it too quickly. If that makes sense, Capricorn.
All right. And then I go. Okay. All right. So I pulled out 2 cards already, and the energy I'm getting for Capricorn is that you will be focusing on healing and recovering from some sort of ending or losses. And I also see this as something spiritual happening as well. So those of you that feel like you have some sort of a spiritual gift, I feel like you may be tapping into someone who has crossed over, and you may be doing some sort of channeling and tapping into that energy. Also, you guys, I feel like you're trying to heal some sort of a situation that may have been some sort of a disconnect. So overall, I feel like your purpose is to just focus on keeping balance or restoring balance and making sure that your spiritual health is intact.
All right. We're when I said, and I didn't state it right. You were supposed to do Aquarius.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Okay.
You're good. You're good. It's like, I don't know why I'm assuming that you fucking know what I'm doing. So I'm gonna do Aquarius, you do Pisces, and then we'll
Okay.
that's how we'll flip flop.
Okay.
So Capricorn, you guys actually got a bonus today. So I want you
Right.
guys to make sure that you guys pop a comment in there because you guys got a bonus today. There was an extra message for Capricorn. Y'all needed to. Nothing happens on accident. We know this. I don't believe in coincidences. Okay.
Right. You know, sometimes that is true. That is true.
All right, Aquarius. So for today, Aquarius, I do feel like today is the day that you are finding your happiness. I feel like whatever you've walked away from, you are coming into this independence today. So I want you to brush your shoulders off, stand in this power because you are going for what you want. And this is an independent energy. So some of you guys may be newly single. Some of you guys could just be stepping into that where you're embracing. But for me, Nine of Pentacles is a single energy. So I feel like whatever you're doing today, just remember you're in the right direction. Okay. You've walked away from something that was needed and you were going in the right path. So I love it.
All right. And Pisces, the message or cards that I'm getting for you, it having something to do with patience. And it seems to be something that you're also looking for as well. Something is going to cause you to go within to look for answers. And it seems like that you're wondering or you have like questions about the path that you're on. And whatever it is developing very slowly, but don't, I would say don't fret. It's just that whatever you're waiting for is just in development. And this is going to be a time for you to kind of focus on your assessments, your values, your worth, and things of that sort. And I do feel that once you are ready, it's going to be revealed to you, or whatever you're waiting for will come into fruition. So just be patient.
Okay. Okay. All right, Aries, today is the day. For some of my Aries, I feel like this could be new job, this could be new relationship, King of Pentacles, whatever it is, it's solid. You got the full card here. I do feel like something is solid and working. It is a slow moving energy, but I feel like you're making it. You've made it. It's a new beginning. So today, Aries, I feel like it's about celebration time. Okay, so whatever this is, be very happy, be very get into that momentum and know that it's all working out in your favor. And I do feel like it's something that's very stable. Okay.
All right. So for Taurus, I feel like there's something that you're needing to make a decision about. You are needing to stand your ground. Something's happening where you've made up your mind, and the minute you say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and this is what I'm going to do, and that's it, something's going to happen where you start to doubt or second guess yourself. Don't let that happen. Make sure you stay focused on that end goal. Whatever you get confused about is a distraction. So don't have any fear. I feel like you are also going to have to emotionally detach from whatever decision that you're making and just focus on that, because I feel like you're needing to make some sort of practical decision.
I so just had this like fan moment with you right now. Like I just had this moment like I am fucking reading on my morning show with Temaj Tarot. Like what the fuck? Like I just blew my mind right now. Like I'm just big
well,
ass
I'm honored to be on your show. This is fun.
Now, I have a really good friend, who introduced me introduced me, who shared you with me, Shantae. She's gonna be blown when she watches this. So Shantae.
Hey Shantae.
All right. All right. Gemini. So Gemini, today I feel like you are regaining your confidence. Whatever's happened, the stars after the tower for me. So whatever has happened has shifted your life, but this is regaining that hope and confidence. And it's because of the action that you've decided to take. So today is all about that, looking at things from this brighter side. And whatever it is, I feel like for some of you, you could be even in the spotlight as well. So all eyes could be on you today. So I just feel like embrace it, go with it, be confident, and know that something is shifting in your favor. But I feel like it has to do with your dreams and aspirations, something that you've wished for. Okay.
That's funny because my Gemini is in the house of hopes and wishes, the 11th house. So hopefully that's for me.
Wow, it's crazy. I try not to listen to these, but sometimes it does hit, and you're like, oh, okay.
Right, right. All right. So for Cancer, you have Two of Cups, and then you have the Queen of Pentacles. So definitely could be some sort of a love connection if that's what you're looking for, or maybe you're not, but it does indicate that you're making some sort of love connection. And it could be with an earth sign towards Virgo or Capricorn, or someone who's very grounded or practical in a sense. I also get someone who's nurturing. Now, also, if it is not a love connection, you still may find something that you feel is a perfect match for you. This is indicating that you found it and that your purpose or your goal is to get it. You might have to put money down on a car, a house, or something that you want in the material realm. So whatever you're looking for, I feel like you're going to find it and you're going to feel like this is me, this is it.
I think Oracle, did yours finally work at the end of the show? I don't know. Can you hear me? Nope. Okay. I am going Leo. Leo, today is not a good day for you, Leo. Okay. Unfortunately, the energy, I feel like Leo today, you're feeling like you are very, there's a sense of failure here with you, Leo. There's a sense of failure. You're not at your happy place. Things aren't going right. I think you just got a lot on your plate. I think you just need to take a step back. Remember, these failures that we feel are failures sometimes are just temporary setbacks that shift us into where we really need to be, or really where we're supposed to be. And sometimes the very things that we're wishing for, not to say that it's not for us, but sometimes we're trying to hold on to things that just don't really bring us that happiness and sustenance to our soul and life anyway. So I feel like you're really feeling very down about some things that just have not panned out for you. But I feel like just take a moment and ask yourself, is it truly something that you wanted? Or maybe you're being redirected to somewhere else. So just think about that today. Leo, I'm going to send you some extra love and light because I do feel like you're just down and out today.
All right. So Virgo, for you, I have the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Swords. So I'm feeling like something could be going on where there's important people around you helping you make certain decisions, or people will be influencing you around that time. I do feel that certain people have strong opinions, and you may find yourself around people who are strongly opinionated. This is also a time that you need to set boundaries and you need to stand ground on your beliefs as well. If there are any creative ideas that you have, I feel like you definitely should go forth with them. Any decisions that you have to make, just make it. Don't overthink it. Make that decision and then make some sort of moves. I do feel you also may need to confront someone about some things. Not sure what it is, especially too if you have a business with someone. I feel like there may be some sort of clashing. So whatever the case is, don't be afraid to stand your ground, because I think you might feel intimidated by these people because they have some sort of an edge over you or some sort of knowledge that you're unaware of.
Okay. I'm a Virgo ascendant. Interesting.
Oh, okay.
A very strong Virgo in my chart. Interesting. All right. So, Libra, today I feel like it's all about moving forward, but this is a huge shift for me. This is not your average shift for me, but I do feel like the shift for you and the movement that you're moving towards, there is going to be a lot of work. It's not going to be just where you could lay back and not do anything. Eight of Pentacles, this is going to be work. This is going to be getting your hands dirty. But I feel like there's an alignment for you as this sun. Normally the Chariot card has a moon, but this sun is speaking to me. So I feel like there is an alignment with your energy, and it's just really getting that, because even the orange is hitting me on the sacral chakra. It's just, something is just really, 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 really popping off for you. But just know that it is about getting your hands dirty and really producing something. It could be creative. It could just be passionate. But whatever it is, I do feel like you're moving forward. Feels really good, though. Feels really, really good. All right.
Libra. All right. So Scorpio. I feel that you guys are in hot pursuit of something. There's something that you have a focus on, and I feel like you're determined to achieve that goal, whatever it is. It could be a person, relationship, um, it could be something creative, it could be a new career move. Whatever it is, I just feel like you have your eye on the prize and you want it. In a love situation, definitely could be being pursued. And I feel like there is someone that is going to make it known that they want to be with you. So there may be someone that asks you out on a date, or they're coming at you very aggressively and without fear. This person is prepared to be rejected. They don't care. They just feel like they met their match and that's all they see. So hopefully you guys will come in contact with a nice connection there.
Oh, Scorpio. I guess Scorpio and Sag are doing something because Sag, I feel like this is two very opposite people coming together today. You got the King of Swords and Queen of Wands. So Three of Cups. I do feel like there's two very, very opposite kind of energies coming. But I feel like you guys balance each other on some way. And I think fire and air normally kind of connect in some way, shape, or form. But I just feel like you got someone who's very smart, whether you're the masculine or feminine in this aspect. Whether if you're the masculine, I feel like you got someone that you're just very passionate and you desire that's here. And then if you're the feminine, I feel like you are connected with someone who's just very smart, intelligent. So I feel like this could be a person that also, even on a love, yes, I have the cups, which is love, but I feel like this also could be someone in your corner as far as intellect, guidance. It just feels like someone that can truly help you on even on a business level. Sag also, it just feels like someone that has like a lot of information. Maybe you don't know this about them. Maybe they're going to show this to you. It just feels very awesome. Two opposites. I love it. 333 on the clock. Okay, I'm a sun Sag, but I'm not going to take that. Well, maybe I should take that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens today, right? All right. Thank you guys so much for all the love, all the shares, all the likes. Thank you, Temaj Tarot, for coming on and spending an hour with me to talk all things tarot, right? We'll definitely have you back whenever you want to come back and vibe with us. If you guys, if you guys go follow her, okay, go show some love. If you guys love me, you'll definitely love watching her. And I give you much props. Keep doing what you're doing. You do stand out at the end of the day. You stand out from the rest. So as always, I'm going to send you guys. Well, do you have anything closing you want to just tell everyone? If you have something closing remarks.
Oh my goodness, do I?
Put you on the spot.
Oh goodness, I don't at this time, but I really have enjoyed myself, and I'm sure I will be back on the show. So I hope you guys enjoyed it too.
Awesome. Sending you guys love and light and love until next time. This is Thick Goddess Energy Morning Show brought to you by Divine Moon Goddess Healers and Readings.com. Okay. So bye, you guys, until next time.